Hey, this is John Carlos, and I picked up the Spider Gremlin figure by NECA from Corner Store Comics, a figure I've been waiting a really long time for. So let's check it out and see if it was worth the wait. So you've got the main figure's base here, the 8 legs, 6 long legs and 2 short legs. The little spider transformation formula. And the little platform base. First thing I recommend is spinning all the legs around so that the sockets are facing the right way. And just know that his front 2 legs are the ones that get the short leg attachments. And then the other 6 get the longer leg attachments. The ball of the ball joint is so much bigger than the hole at the other end. It's so much bigger you almost think these might be like the wrong size. I'm going to try one of the longer legs now. A lot of twisting later, a lot of stretching of that socket, and it went in. You can actually wear down the paint on this if you spin that too much. I don't feel like twisting each one to slowly loosen that socket. I'm just going to get a blow dryer and soften these up. Ta-da! A blow dryer is a toy collector's maybe most useful tool. Just soften it a little bit, just heat it to a point where like the material seems slightly squishable without, you know, melting it or making it too soft, and you're good to go. So much easier. Bam. Now what I should have done probably from the beginning is I just heated all 3 of these next to each other at the same time. So hopefully while they're still warm, I can pop in their legs in one fell swoop. I highly recommend doing this instead of doing it without the blow dryer. Alright, let's talk articulation. You've got hinged shoulders that also have a swivel to them. You've got hinged and swivel elbows and hinged and swiveling wrists. What's really cool though is you've got this hinged mouth that's adds a lot of kind of personality to it. And another really cool thing is you've got a double joint at the head here. You've got one at the base of the neck and another one where the head meets the neck. So that kind of swings around left and right and up and down. I do wish the figure could turn left and right at the torso. That's kind of a bummer, but it does have a hinge, and that's cool, so it can kind of lean forward and lean back up. And then we got the butt over here. It's a ball joint right here in this socket, so it can kind of move up and down and shake left and right. Now the legs have joints at the base of the body, and then a knee joint there, and a little joint there, which sometimes can be a little tight. That one's pretty loose. This one's kind of tight. And then the legs at the front have one less knee, but they still have the knee joint there. Focusing on the paint here, you'll notice that there's a lot of gloss to it. Now some toys have kind of a glossy sheen to them, and I think in this figure it really does benefit the figure because he does have kind of a wetness in the movie. In fact, when he passes over the camera, this part in particular is kind of gross, and I like that they captured that. Now the butt is where I see a lot of the best paint detail, and you'll see right here, you know, the red line and the use of blacks and grays here. Really, really impressive. This part in particular is pretty gross. This is all very well done, I think. Now let's take a closer look at the back. You can see not only is there kind of like a wetness to it, but I like all the little spikes and how well all these are painted. And I really like the use of black right along the edge here. I think they did a great job using that black. One thing that's a little too on the nose for me though is these dumb little gray lines that are just kind of drawn on rather blatantly. But going back to a detail, I like the use of the black dots in the mix of the grain on the legs. But where this thing really shines and where it really stands out is the torso. As you can see here, not only are there a lot of great little dots mixed in here, but they do a great use of like shading as it you know, transitions from green to like a white. The transitions here are what I really dig around the neck area. Also the use of black along the arms mixed with all the great sculpting on the arm. There's a lot of detail going on here that that NECA I think really, you know, knocked out of the park. There's these little nubbins on the back here of his shoulders, but you look at like the tan, the yellow, the black, the green, mixed with the sculpt. The paint doesn't betray the sculpt. It all kind of works very well together, and the detail on the face is great. I mean, the ears are awesome. But what I really like about the face more than anything is just the fact that the lip is sculpted in this kind of snarl. Gives it a lot of personality that I really dig. That kind of Elvis lip is pretty cool. But you look at the face, you look at all these details. This is some of NECA's best work, I think. Now, contained within the bag of legs is this little clear rod that, if you push in far enough, goes all the way into his belly. I think it's in all the way. That's what she said. And pop this in there. And it perfectly balances the spider. Now, I don't even have the legs permanently like touching the table. They're hanging over the edge here, but if you position the legs properly, you know, they'll offer additional support. But what's impressive is that you don't even need these legs to support it. That one rod does seem to hold it up. So that's awesome. So here's a look at the container of spider juice. And I will go ahead and just put that in his hand there and give you guys a turnaround of the Spider Gremlin. Now I just want to give you guys a comparison to the original Mohawk Gremlin action figure that NECA put out in the original Cult Classics line, which came out before there was ever a Gremlins line. You can see, you know, just how different and how far they've come along as far as the quality of paint goes and the details of paint. But the sculpting was always there in the arms, all the little bumps and ridges, but I just want you guys to see just how far they've come. I've been looking forward to this figure for a really long time, and I gotta say, NECA did not disappoint. We've been seeing this at cons and toy fairs for a really long time. I want to say like 3 years, maybe more. And I'm a huge fan of Gremlins 2. It's one of my favorite films of all time, and I know I say that a lot, but I have a lot of favorite films. And this figure is just awesome. There was talk that they might not make this figure because how much it cost to make and whether it would sell or not. Whatever problems they had, it seems that they've worked them out, and I'm really glad they did. They're doing a lot of like single production run figures, and I think it's working out well for us, the collector, that we get awesome toys like this. The sculpting is great, the paint job is really, really good, and it's just impressive looking like on a table or shelf. It's really, really striking. I think they did a really, really, really great job with this figure. If I have one note for anybody out there who's going to be buying this, I recommend that you keep the leg articulation just above the table, or at least keep it really light, because these little tips are really, really soft, and they will probably bend the way this one bent in the package. I could see these bending over time, and it's already starting to happen. There's one in the back here. So be sure you kind of keep these legs elevated. The stand does support it quite well. But I am really, really happy with this. I couldn't rave more. Great job, NECA. Thanks for watching.